What's up, everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your host, Bogart Scott. We're going to get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
What's up? This is Clock Management. We're doing our last minute start sits. We got Miles here, and Bogard will be with us shortly. He's taking care of some other business. How you doing, Miles?
Doing all right, as good as I can be, but hopefully I'll be doing a lot better if all of my fantasy guys go off this week.
Right, we're getting close to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's crunch time. This is as what Hansen would say, where winners become losers and losers become winners and whatnot.
It's the witching hour.
As I like to call it, the sandwiching hour, because that's usually about the time I'm eat, so.
Nice. Yeah, and you brought up a good point right before we started the show. I wanted to bring to everyone's attention that this is like the time of year you got to start looking at weather, because it actually does come into, to affect games. Yeah,
it's December now, so it is colder, and we were talking about the Buffalo New England game tomorrow night, and we were just checking the weather on that. So it was interesting. I was the weather there predicts some wind, but I don't know if it's enough to sway my decisions just yet. I got to keep monitoring that.
Yeah, it's if it gets any higher, or what they think the wind is going to be there, then yeah, maybe avoid some of those players in the pass catching. But I mean, right now it's at 15 miles an hour, what they're predicting. And I'm okay with starting a quarterback throwing the ball in that win.
Oh, a quarterback there. I wish I had a quarterback in that game.
Yeah. Especially one of
It's Josh Allen, right? Of course.
Josh Allen.
Mac Jones is playing well and well enough for you to stream him. I don't know about against the Buffalo defense.
And Josh Allen throw his arm strength. I might be willing to start him in a hurricane.
Yeah, I mean, he's from Wyoming. I remember in college I saw him play in some crazy weather games. So, yeah, it was really cool to see. I think that he can play and throw the ball in any weather. I mean, we saw him put up 40
runs
points.
The ball too.
We saw him put up 40 points against the Texans in a hailstorm almost, or whatever. It was raining hard. It was a monsoon, and he shred them to pieces. Although it was the Texans, so
yeah. You always have to. Caveat it with.
I know you want to get into some injuries here pretty soon, and I know that there were some questionable tags in some of those games that we just kind of talked about, touched on.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna start it out though with some quarterbacks here, because I mean, one of the biggest ones I think most people are talking about is Kyler Murray, returning from injury.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if you have Kyler Murray, he should be back. I was just watching Cliff Kingsbury talk about him this morning, and he was saying
Kingston, right? Isn't that a wrestler?
Yeah, he was saying that he thinks that he'll play today, and I like he said he wants to see him before the game because he's questionable game time decision. He's playing. That's just all coach talk.
I think I heard someone report, some beat writers say that he already confirmed with Kingsbury that, both Murray and his weapon, who's been missing for quite some time, Deandre Hopkins, are expected to play today. So
yeah, I think that they just didn't want to play apart from each other. I'm not playing without him. I also found out people watching on here on Twitter and Facebook, for whatever reason, their messages don't come through when they type messages. So that's weird. You guys can still watch on there if you want, but if you want to get questions in, go over to YouTube, search Clock Management and you'll find it, and then click play, and then you could type in the messages there.
Yeah, week 13? 13? Sorry, I was already getting myself. Week 13.
Would have been nice to know that week 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jalen Hurts from the
Eagles
is hurt.
Yeah, we were talking about this because I think if people follow this show or the What If on Wednesdays when I'm on, I'm constantly talking about Jalen Hurts in a league that I picked him up with, like in a trade because I didn't have a quarterback. I had Ryan Fitzpatrick, who like broke his hip week 1, the old man that he is. So it was tough. But yeah, he's out this week. He's been great for fantasy, minus last week with the ankle injury, I think, in the 3 picks.
And the mustache is returning.
Gardner Minshew mania. I have some old edits that I need to find of Gardner Minshew. I have a bunch of them actually. So
man, I'm gonna edit a mustache onto an eagle today.
Yeah, I'm about to change I have waivers in at $0 for all these guys because I don't think anybody in my league is gonna try to pick them up. But I'm gonna change that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a couple dollars at Minshew because I need to pick him up. Hurts is gonna most likely be out. That's my guess. So you got to make room. And I told you that I made a mistake of not playing Taysom Hill on Thursday when I picked him up, and that's why I'm in this predicament now.
Yeah, man. We have another young quarterback that's out or doubtful. So that's Justin Fields with a cracked rib. I can't imagine they would put him in. So I'm just going to go ahead and say he's out. And that means the Bears QB1 is starting again, Andy Dalton.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I dropped him in Scott Fishbowl, and I could have been using him here, but Garoppolo's been doing just fine for me. So
yeah,
I think that's okay. Speaking of,
I think Andy Dalton starting is great for fantasy owners, right? Like Mooney, he's been producing with Dalton there, especially.
Yeah, so. With Justin Fields, it's only really Justin Fields who is the beneficiary most of the time because of the rushing floor or whatever, and he doesn't get.
And not if you have him in Scott Fishbowl, because
you got to be
sacks and interceptions really hurt in that league. So he normally gets negative points. It's brutal. Trust me, I have him.
Yeah, I've been rolling with Jimmy Garoppolo there, and it's been working out.
Yeah, I took Justin Fields as the first. That was the first quarterback I took in Scott Fishbowl. And
I have Taysom Hill, and I know that didn't work out. I'm pretty sure I started him. I started 2 quarterbacks this week in Scott Fishbowl, and I know I started Taysom Hill. So
I've been I was starting 2 quarterbacks, but they started getting me negative points, both of them.
Yeah.
So I decided to pivot to starting a 3rd kicker.
Yeah, I have a lot of kickers. I've been deploying that strategy there for most of the season, and gotten a few wins here and there. Nothing to brag about in my division, but at least 4, better than the Texans.
Yeah, that's your metric. You're like, I'm beating the Texans. Man, speaking of Jay, so I don't know how that's speaking of, but Jay the Plug. I was talking to him last night. He went to T-Pain's house. T-Pain was doing one of his podcasts. And so he was there just chilling, kicking it with them, sent me pictures from his house. And T-Pain has this one really cool room. I'll send you the picture later. Nice. It's like a hallway. And all through the hallway, there's all these I think they're ceramic, but they're giant top hats hanging from the roof, all kind of bundled together though.
Cool. Like art.
Yeah, just hanging down the hallway. And it looks like there's all these weird picture frames on the walls. Some of them have T-Pain, very colorful, and it reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. I was like, man, that's so dope. But yeah, I'll send that to you later. Completely unrelated to anything, but I just thought of it.
No, that's neat, and it's good to know. So I'm looking forward to it.
Daniel Jones is also out. If you're in a 2 quarterback league this week, or this season, I guess, this is your week. If you needed a quarterback to start, there's plenty of backup quarterbacks that are starting that might be available on the waiver wire. Yeah, so he's missed out. So Mike Glennon will be starting. I don't really want to start Mike Glennon, but if I'm in a 2,
as a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. There are places where I am starting Mike Glennon. It's 2 quarterback leagues, and I have Baker Mayfield, so he's on a bye. So I'm pick him up, throw him in there, see what happens.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm not making a claim for Glennon, even though I'm desperate in a few leagues, and I don't want to play him either. I've seen him play his throughout his career. He hasn't done much, so I'm
hoping for like 8 points from him.
You never know. That would be great.
Yeah.
Should I just start all my kickers and be like daring in Scott Fishbowl? I think
that's what I'm doing this week. This week I'll be starting 4 kickers.
I have 4 kickers. I got Greg Joseph, Brandon McManus, Evan McPherson, and Matt Prater.
Yeah, throw them in. That's what I'm doing.
And I'll sit
love the kickers.
Sit Gesicki and Duvernay in place of the other 2 kickers.
I like Gesicki, but that's probably it.
Well, I have George Kittle.
You do get okay. Because it is premium for tight ends too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but he went like 0 for 7 the other week. It was just horrendous. He drops. That was horrible.
Well, I'm gonna buy some time here for Bogard. I'm gonna get into our bus of the week from Jay the Plug.
All right, let's do it.
What's up, boys? Appreciate y'all having me back. Jay the Plug here with Plug's Bus for week 13. Appreciate y'all's patience with me, ladies and gentlemen. I have been trying to get my mind right, get everything good at home, work, just trying to balance everything. So much appreciated for anybody who's stuck with it and understands. And here we go. Quarterback position, Joe Burrow. The Cincinnati Bengals have figured out a way to play actual football instead of just letting him wing it. He's still a very good quarterback in the NFL. Not great for fantasy. Hopefully they can turn it around, but this week I'm not starting Burrow. Running back position, David Montgomery. They're playing the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona's defense has been pretty decent. I just don't see Montgomery breaking too many tackles for big plays. He might be able to fall into the end zone. It's definitely going to be touchdown dependent in this game, in my opinion. So if I've got another option, which probably don't because David Montgomery was drafted high enough to where he'd probably be a starter, I'm just not starting him this week if I have the choice. At the wide receiver position, going back to the Bengals, T Higgins. Yeah, I understand he mossed up last week. He's been a decent target getter. Yeah, he's been targeted a lot, let's say it that way. Jesus. But I just don't see him having that kind of game against the Chargers, who have been very stingy against fantasy wide receivers this season. So I'm leaving him on the bench if I have that choice. And finally, at the tight end position, TJ Hawkinson. It's not the Hawks' fault. I like the Hawk. I've got him in a lot of leagues, and I'm starting him if I have to. Normally you have to because you spent a higher draft pick than normal on tight end. But Jared Goff, we've figured out, just ain't that dude. So unless Hawkinson gets into the end zone, I don't see him having a great game. He doesn't get as many targets as he deserves, as he should be getting, but it is what it is. Now, all that being said, I have a message for you, Matthew. You say, can't find you, don't know where you are. I know exactly where you are. You think I don't have eyes everywhere? Understand, I have not forgotten about you. I might be taking a step back and getting my mind right and everything and trying to relax a little bit. It's good for my psyche. But trust me, you're still on my mind, buddy. I'm still coming after you. I'm still better than you. That belt is mine. It always will be. I don't need a hat, the jacket, the backdrop, the Bear Clothing logo. I don't need any of that stuff to tell you that you are still my guy. I'm your number one fan, buddy. See you soon.
What's up? Welcome, Bogard.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's tight is that he actually wrestled professionally, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's intimidating.
For a decade. And I'm scared for Maddie.
Like,
Daddy, Mr. Daddy.
You know, when wrestlers cut promos, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an art form to it. Everyone does it their own way. And he goes with the psychological attack. You know what I mean?
Cerebral assassin.
The cerebral Yes. I love wrestling promos. Every time a camera's on me, I'm cutting a promo basically.
Oh man, love the shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's funny because I'm very superstitious, and like there was a couple week stretch there while I was playing you, right? And then one of the first encounters, you beat me, and then the next encounters I made sure I wore the clock management sweatshirt, and we got the W's, and after that, and then you know what I'm saying, it became a thing where it's just like this is like my battle, my battle,
yes. Gives you the good fantasy karma.
Yeah, I got the karma and the armor. You know, you're ready to rock psychologically. You know, you're confident now.
Yes, and then now like a shield. Like even when I'm not playing clock, I'm just like, oh shit, where's my clock sweater?
Before we get too far, though, I do want to get to Maddie's start of the week and his reply to Jay the Plug.
Yes.
All right.
Whoa, clock management, clock. It is the Maddie Daddy week 13 starts. I'm going Ayukin. We've got 49ers versus Seattle rivalry game. We've seen what Ayuk's done over the last 4, and we see old Deebo Samuel with the groin. Gotta start Ayuk this week. Last week, 3 for 91. Against Minnesota. Jacksonville, week 11, 7 for 85. This guy is cooking with Crisco. Seahawks give the 4th most points to receivers. We saw what he did last year against Seattle. 8 for 91 and a touchdown. He's got that wide receiver 2 feel with wide receiver 1 upside this week. I'm looking and I'm liking Brandon Ayukin. I feel like I'm playing Street Fighter. Maybe I'm not. You know who I need to fight, though? Jay the Plug.
You're still my guy.
Jay, what are you doing here? My guy. I'm not your guy.
I'm your number 1 fan, buddy.
You're not a fan of me? Stop it. But, buddy, no.
See you soon.
Wait. No. Mom!
Oh, that's great. I think we lost awesome. Bogart again.
Oh, whoops.
He comes in and out.
Yeah. Whenever he feels, he's the ghost of fantasy future.
Bogart just appears.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah. I love that. I love the Ayuk play too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, having Brandon Ayuk this week should be fantastic. I'm going to be there live watching it, rooting him on. So if that helps at all, then you're welcome.
Yeah, no, I had some personal questions for a friend.
Before we get to that, I had something personal too, Peacock. I wanted people to go look at the website here.
That's right. I totally
neonpeacock.threadless.com. Peacock also is an artist, and you can see some of his work there. You could get it printed on shirts, on print like canvas or whatever from there.
Mugs. So, I'm going to be ordering some stuff, and some stuff will be headed your way. That's why I gave you guys, or I asked you guys for your address. So
and it's super dope. Like for real, his artwork is awesome. So
appreciate that, man. Yeah, and I'll have more stuff going up. I was only able to get like 6 of my pieces up yesterday, but I have plenty more. So you know, if what I have up there right now isn't your flavor, there'll be other things added. So, you know, just be on the lookout for that. But go ahead and check it out. It's exactly as you see it down there, neonpeacock.threadless.com.
Yeah, I'm loving that. I was telling you before, I love that Anubis joint that you got on there. Just that stuff's cool to me.
Yeah, I got crazy like stuff like this. There's neck gaiters, and you can do face masks with some of the art that I have up there. So, you know, like I said, coffee mugs, throw pillows. They got it all up there. So if you want to order some of that, and I think until the 6th, they extended their Black Friday deal or whatever. So you can get a discount right now if you order stuff.
Bogart's he's got a crying baby to deal with. So
okay. Yeah, no problem with that.
See if he makes it back later or not. But yeah, that's definitely the priority.
Depends on the baby, I guess.
Yeah, the baby makes the decisions from here.
Yeah. No, I was going to ask. I remember, or I was telling you that I have issues with one of my running backs being out this week, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But to pick up a replacement, I was thinking Burkhead or Coleman. I realized Tevin Coleman's out there on the waiver wire.
Yeah. Oh,
they both suck, right? Like they're not good. You have Coleman versus Philly, and then you have Burkhead versus the Colts. But David Johnson is not going to be playing, so he's going to be the only guy.
I think I'd go with Burkhead in that situation.
And just hope. Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure set my waivers. They're going to clear in about 40 minutes, so I didn't want to be fiddling with that stuff.
I have a couple leagues that they don't do waivers Sunday. There's just no waivers that process until Monday. Like if you don't do it Saturday, you know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, no, in my league, my waivers run every day except for Tuesdays. So Tuesdays, there's no.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and they all run at 11:05 instead of super early in the day. That way, people have, if they're hungover, they can still get up and make a claim or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So to these running backs that are out. So we got Dalvin Cook out. So Alexander Madison, probably a smash start, right? Like you think he's top 12?
I think he's going to get heavy volume, 20 to 30 touches somewhere in there. Honestly, a total touch is not, just carries or whatever, but it depends. We've seen him come in sometimes and not do well, but for the most part, he has with high volume. So if they go high volume, smash play, top 12 RB, I think.
Yeah, this week they're playing the Detroit Lions, who
so no problem. He should just get a bulk of the carries and not worry.
Yeah, exactly. It's no one's afraid of the Lions, especially a DeAndre Swiftless Lions.
Swiftless.
Yeah, because DeAndre Swift is also out, and
so Jamal Williams is
yes, because I'm also not afraid of the Vikings run defense. Like Jamal Williams is a good running back. Like the Vikings aren't horrible. Like they're not the Lions, but they're not anything outstanding either. And Jamal Williams is a very underrated talent. So I'm throwing him in.
Yeah, he can catch the football, and you know that the Lions are probably going to check down Charlie all day. So I think that he has a lot of appeal in especially PPR leagues.
Williams just been sitting behind Aaron Jones, so he hasn't gotten the shine that I think he deserves. I think he's. I
love his interviews. I'm ready for one of those post-game interviews today. So.
Yes, that's what I was telling Perry. I'm starting him just because I'm a fan of his interviews. Like that, it's going to make me root for him more. But no, I put a huge waiver claim in for him in a league where I'm fighting for a playoff spot. So I'm really depending on this. Swift should be out a few weeks too. So
yeah, no, I did the same. Sorry, I did the same, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick him up. Somebody else put in, I think, like 5 more fab dollars than I did. Spreading the love around, trying to pick up, other players here and there, and trying to budget my fab, and unfortunately, didn't get Jamal Williams. And then I really need him this week now, and I'm trying to pick up Burkhead or whoever the heck else.
Right. Melvin Gordon also out. So speaking of Williams, Javonte Williams should be seeing the full workload that we've all been wanting him to see this whole season.
Yeah, if you were on Twitter yesterday, then Javonte Williams dynasty conversation was all the rage. I think all I saw was Javonte Williams tweet after tweet after tweet. So I logged in and basically logged out. But he should smash. We've been waiting for him to break out and have a full workload without having to share the backfield 50-50 per se as far as the snap rate goes. So, and he's been producing in that role. So without Gordon there, with him being inactive, Javonte should just, rise also and probably be a top 12 back, or could be a top 12 back this week as well. Especially with all these other running backs out. You got to think all these guys are dropping off. So all these other, dudes that you normally wouldn't, have confidence in starting this week have a potential to be RB1s this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Higgins, I have Higgins in a few leagues as well. But I mean, there's the good thing with the wide receiver position is I feel like there's always plenty of guys to throw in there. Like they're more so than any other position. And like me and you were just talking about Kendrick Bourne being projected like 4 points, but we both expect him to get more towards the double digits.
Right. Yeah. And I was going through the process of like, do I start Emmanuel Sanders or Kendrick Bourne, and that's when we were talking about the weather, and then that went off into Dawson Knox territory as well. But yeah, I like the Kendrick. You kind of convinced me. I like that Kendrick Bourne play. He's been playing well, and then he's at home. Plus, he's going to see not as much, or he won't see the top cornerback from the Bills in that game.
The NFL announcers took Bogart's nickname for him and took credit for it. I'm upset about this.
A Bourne supremacy here, ultimatum.
Yeah. Daryl Henderson is questionable, which me and you were also talking about before the show. Yeah, Rams are not optimistic about him playing.
My entire team is questionable at this point, and all these things we've been talking about is one particular team, to be honest. So I'm in questionable hell this week, and mismanagement of the waiver wire situation as well. So Sony Michelle, what's your feelings on? He's rostered by the last place team in my league, but he's going to be a great play today.
yeah, I know. I don't want him to be. I just don't like Sony Michelle. I don't know why. I don't have a reason not to like him, but I don't like him.
Sometimes that just happens with players. I had that kind of relationship with a few guys, and I just never drafted them, even though they were great for people or whatever. I think that was my relationship with Zeke. And then the year I drafted him last year, he just did horrible. And I was like, this is why I don't like you.
Yeah. Now it's all justified.
Yes, exactly. Continue to never draft you again.
James Robinson in that same game is questionable. They said that he's planning to try to play.
I feel like the situation there. I mean, if it's a desperation play, who is it? Carlos Hyde? Is he back there? I don't even know who the backup to James Robinson is at this point of the season.
That's a good point. I am an Xbox guy. That's why I probably don't like Sony.
That makes a lot of sense.
This report, I just keep reading it over and over because it cracks me up. James Robinson plans to try to play against the Rams. Shouldn't every player plan to try to play? Isn't that always the plan?
It's like
that report tells me nothing.
That report's a reach. I feel it's just like we need to put something out there.
Yeah. Bogart, I hope you're in the chat because I got a question for you. So let's get to it.
Here we go.
What's up, everyone? So this is Hoodwinked. This is the segment where I give 3 stats. 2 of them are correct, and 1 of them is completely made up, and you guys have to guess which one is the made-up stat. All right, we're going to start off with Patrick Mahomes leading the league in first down passes.
Okay.
Stat number 2, Derek Carr leading the league in completed passes. And then stat number 3, Ryan Tannehill leading the league in the most sacked quarterback.
Oh, okay. I think I've locked in my answer. I would give Bogart some time to reply if he's in the chat, but I'll talk through these, I guess. I'll go backwards. Tannehill being the most sacked quarterback or passer at this point of the game, with Derrick Henry out for this portion of the season, and not so. They run off the play action, and I feel like I recall him being sacked on a lot of plays that I've been seeing. I wasn't streaming him for a good portion of the season in 2 quarterback leagues where I have him. So I want to go ahead and say that one is true. The second one in the middle, which one was that one? That was Derek
Carr leading the league in completed passes.
Yeah, so that one, I'd like to say that because he's pretty accurate, or he has been pretty accurate with targeting Darren Waller. I know Darren Waller went out. And then Hunter Renfro as well with a short A dot. So I feel like that one could be true. I know that the Chiefs offense for a lot of the time this season had been trying to push the ball down the field and they're facing a lot of 3 and outs. So I don't feel like Patrick Mahomes would be leading the league in first down completions. So I'm going to lock the first one in as the lie. But that's just my reasoning, and I'm probably wrong somewhere.
I'm going to give one more moment for
Genie in the bottle ready. Oh, he's ready to bounce back in the show in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I'll give him a moment or two to lock an answer, and if he's still there in the chat.
Yeah, so like I said, if you flip the first two, like Derek Carr leads the league in first down completions, I can buy that. And then Patrick Mahomes, in first downs, and Patrick Mahomes leading the league in completions, I still don't buy that. I feel like Mahomes has had a kind of a slump kind of a year. So yeah, I think that's probably why I'm leaning with him not leading the league in first down passes. But watch the first one I ruled out. Watch that one be like completely the lie.
And there's also a delay, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you the answer because he could still get an answer in here and before he even hears the actual answer.
Awesome.
So the answer or the fake stat is Derek Carr does not lead in completed passes.
Too much credit for Carr.
Yeah, he leads in yardage, passing yardage. Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes does lead the league in first down passes, which
that's surprising.
I was shocked by that.
That is surprising. That was a good one. You finally got me. I think I was.
I know you were on a streak there for a while. I'm proud of myself.
You stumped me. Good. No, that was good. That was tough. I felt like it was between those first two.
Yeah, and Ryan Tannehill is the most sacked quarterback with 33.
Oof, yeah. When you mentioned it, I was like, man. I feel like
Bogard got his answer in. I'm sorry, Bogard. That is incorrect.
That's the one I ruled out right away. I was like, I think like I've seen a lot of Tennessee games. I feel like every time I saw them on offense, he was getting sacked.
Justin Fields is second, and he's only played like 6 games or something. No, more than that. But it's like he's played like 8 games.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, poor guy.
Well, at least the Texans don't lead the league in that anymore. Running the ball 30 times a game for 47 yards.
All right, I got some more injuries. I'm gonna speed through these running backs real quick, and then we can just circle back and talk through them. Josh Jacobs is questionable but expected to play. CEH questionable, expected to play. J.D. McKissick is out. Alex Collins questionable. They don't say whether he's expected to play or not.
Adrian Peterson inactivated, so I would expect to see him in the mix too.
And then Boston Scott questionable, expected to play with an illness.
Oh, he's expected to play. Interesting.
Yeah, and Jordan Howard is out. So
yes,
out of these, do most of them are expected to play? Are there any of them that, even though they're expected to play, you're still avoiding?
Can you run through just Jacobs was first, and then it was Jacobs. I would play CEH if he's active. I would play. What was the next one after that?
Alex Collins. I'm just avoiding him in general.
I would not play Alex.
Even
Collins.
if he was 100% healthy, I'm avoiding him.
Yeah, I would not play the Seattle running back situation until you see what can happen. Maybe Adrian Peterson just takes over as like a formidable, like I fall down and get 3 yards kind of guy, and that can help.
At the red zone. Boston Scott, I would rather play him than Alex Collins.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. But then the way you have them ranked, that's the way it would be, and just sit Collins. But
yeah.
I mean, I would prefer to have any of those other 3 guys over Rex Burkhead right now. So
right.
Can't believe Henderson is going to be probably not going to play. Therefore, I'm going for Burkhead. And then I have Aaron Jones on bye. So it's just tough right now. Tough sailing. I need a Cordell Patterson in my lineup.
Darren Waller is out again. Foster Moreau. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that.
You got it right. Moreau.
Okay. It will be starting. I think he's perfectly fine to start. Top 10 tight end, in my opinion.
Could be, especially if they, the plays and the playbook runs through that position. So if Waller is out, Moreau's still going to get a good, healthy chunk of that offensive target share.
All right, wide receivers. Debo is out. This crushing. I'm going to this game, so I was excited, to see Debo. I mean, I guess I'll still get to see him, just not playing. He'll be on the sideline, probably with some giant chain.
Elijah Mitchell and Brandon Ayuk are the hugest beneficiaries because they're running the ball a lot with Debo. So you might even get Trey Sermon's inactive. So I don't know who the second running back is, but
Jamal Hasty also inactive.
So you might get whoever the backup RB is in there with a few carries, but I
Jeff Wilson.
Okay, there you go. I'm starting in the Scott Fish Bowl. I have to. I have no choice.
Don't judge me.
So that's good. But I would also expect to see Ayuk get some carries out of the backfield if he's going to kind of fill in for
Island of Dr. Foster Monroe.
Yeah, there you go. That was a creepy movie when I was a kid. I think that was Val Kilmer in that one.
Yeah, that movie. I love that movie. Yeah, D-Hop we already talked about playing. That's awesome. Your man, Brandon Cooks, questionable.
But expected to play.
Yes, with an illness.
He's in that lineup.
It's flu season, I guess.
He's in that atrocious lineup. I've been feeling kind of ill too lately. I feel congested. You can hear it in my voice. But yeah, Cooks. I mean, he has to be in my lineup in this league with all these questionable tags and injuries. So yeah, he's starting. Thank God.
Yeah, I'm starting him in a couple leagues as well. I have him in several leagues, as I always have him ranked higher than everyone else. So
usually, even if it's a fluke TD or whatever it is.
Yeah. Corey Davis, questionable as a game time decision. I'm not waiting on him.
Too many game time decisions today.
Yeah, and Corey Davis, it's not worth the wait. Like, if he does play, I could probably find someone who's going to put up comparable points.
Especially with Zach Wilson at QB. I mean, he played the Texans last week, and I think he gave you 6 fantasy points in him. So come on.
Odell Beckham, questionable but expected to play
with a hip, which is odd. I had a hip pointer. I remember like the beginning of my senior year, and it took me like 6 weeks to get over that. So I don't know if it's
what up, man?
The exact same thing. What's up, Hoove? I don't know if it's the exact same type of injury because I did see him in the game, and he was kind of holding his back, not necessarily his hip. It was more like towards. Anyways, but he seemed to work through it and play in the game. So if OBJ is in. I guess you could start him, but I'd rather start Van Jefferson.
This is a good one, and you can relate to this. Who wants start to Russell Gage, Reynolds, Coleman, Scott, Crowder, or Burkhead?
Damn. They're in a dilemma.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pulling up my actual rankings right now because that's a good question.
I think earlier we thought about
I like Burkhead over Coleman.
Right. Yeah, we mentioned that. I don't know where I would have Scott and Burkhead ranked because I'm taking the RB sense, and then that way just kind of putting it this way. Russell Gage had a decent game, I think last outing, but they're playing. Who's Atlanta playing this week? Like somebody.
They're playing the Buccaneers.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not too bad of a matchup, honestly. It just depends. I mean, Matt Ryan is atrocious this season. Anybody not named Cordero Patterson is hard to really start on that offense.
Scrolling down my rankings to figure this out.
Even Kyle Pitts is bad for you or your team lately. So Gage is tough. Reynolds. This is a tough one, Who? Man, bringing out this is Dynasty? What is this? I understand. It's a rough week. It's a rough week with all the questionable tags, game time decisions.
Gage 89.
Reynolds is more boomer bust, but he's been, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's been kind of producing lately. So,
all right, so I'm throwing Boston Scott in there.
I would.
I'm searching each one of these in my rankings to see where I have them exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Burkhead is gonna be the only show in town, and he has receiving chops. I just like him, honestly.
I think I'm gonna go with Crowder and Scott.
Boston Scott.
I like Burkhead, but I just think Crowder will get volume there, and I have.
What's the deal with Miles
Scott
Sanders? Miles Sanders playing? What's the deal with Miles Sanders? He's supposed to be playing, right?
Yes.
So, okay, I mean, I don't know.
They haven't been committed to him. You know what I mean? Like, even when he's there, he's not you still see other running backs getting the ball, and with
so think about it. Boston Scott with Gardner Minshew, right? Is that what we're looking at QB?
Oh, that's brutal.
Right, but that's what we're looking at. And
that's also true. Gardner Minshew at quarterback as well.
Let me check down. I think he was pretty prominent in doing that with was it Leonard Fournette and James Robinson last year? Was it last year?
Yeah.
So, Boston Scott's a good play. I think it just depends on Miles Sanders getting in the way. The reason I like Burkhead is I know it's tough because they're playing the Colts, which is a tough run defense, but Leonard Fournette rushed on them for 4 touchdowns the other week. That's the Bucs, right? But it's just that he's the only show in town, and the Texans just want to run the stupid football all game long. And even if they're trailing, they're going to use him as a receiver. So
I don't know why they want to run the ball. I think they just want the game to be over sooner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. They want to get out of there. But I'm willing to throw him in a lineup as well. But it's tough, man. It's tough cooking, tough playing.
Bogart is back.
The pass catching in those other situations, Gage and all those other guys are just dart throws. I would look towards the running backs, Hoove, and
I think with David Johnson out, I'm going to change my answer to Sexy Rexy and my man Boston Scott Free, because it was just an illness. He practiced in full all week. Then to let him have the day off Friday, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're playing the Jets. They gave up 21 rushing touchdowns this year. I want to get a piece of that.
Yeah, good call.
But Russell Gage, though, he is the quintessential streaming option at receiver. I would play him over Reynolds for sure. You know what I mean? Reynolds is probably going to draw Patrick Peterson
Sorry.
Patrick Peterson will probably be on Hawkinson, actually. So maybe Reynolds is a great super draft pro play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for a DFS or something like that, Reynolds is probably a great play. But for my fantasy lineup, not so much.
No, sir.
Let me go back. Okay. Wide receivers, though. Back to here. We got Allen Robinson doubtful, and hopefully he's doubtful. Hoove said he thinks Peterson's out with COVID. I'm looking this up.
Oh, Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
sorry. Not
yeah, you know what?
Panic.
You know what? If he how about this, Hoove? There's nothing
Yeah, he's right. As of 5 days ago.
So check this out, Hoove. There's nothing like the good old gut feeling, man. If you have a gut feeling about Josh Reynolds, no one can deny that, because Russell Gage is someone I always tell people not to play, but he has the path to fantasy points. You know what I mean? Because Tampa Bay's secondary is ass. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be a negative game script because Tom Brady and them is going to be winning the time of possession battle, winning by points, winning everything,
in every metric.
Yeah, so Russell Gage theoretically will get a lot of targets, but I always tell people, fuck Russell Gage.
All right, we got Allen Robinson doubtful. Doubtful you were considering playing him anyway.
I got Kadarius. I ran out of spaces on my IR, and there's 6 slots in this one league.
Dang.
What the hell?
Kadarius Toney and Sterling Shepard doubtful for the Giants game. I still don't trust Golladay, though.
We might have an update on them actually right now. They might be out actually.
Yeah, I'm just assuming they're out. If a player is doubtful, they're basically out. They got rid of, they're not going to say that they're doubtful if there's really.
I got a good one, man. I got a good one. Austin Walter, or who's the Jets running back that came in last week out of nowhere, right? Or Brandon Bolden.
Oh man, hold on, Brandon Bolden or who?
or Austin Walker from the Jets, who came out of nowhere last week, was activated, scored against the Texans, and kind of him and Coleman were splitting time, and Ty Johnson was just like not involved, and I started Ty Johnson in places.
Oh, man.
Bolden, who's behind two other guys, or Walker, who's like, where did this guy come from?
Yeah, who is this guy? I mean, I think I go with Walker and just hope for catch lightning in a bottle a second time.
Right.
Like, it's not great. I definitely have Bolden ranked higher in my rankings, but like at that point, you're shooting for the moon anyway. You know?
When are we not shooting for the moon, bloody?
He's listed as questionable. Yeah, he's listed as questionable on Monday, so I'd rather just start Walker today. Bolden's listed as questionable, so there you go. Anybody who has Brandon Bolden.
No, he's going to play. In other reports I've read.
Oh, okay.
He's expected to play, I should say.
I'm trying to pivot away from like players in that game. It's just, I don't know. It's going to be real cold.
You know what, though? Was all the more reason I do like the running backs in that game. I know maybe not for Buffalo so much, but
yeah, of course, not for Buffalo so much.
Because they just don't get enough work. But Breida is theoretically in a smash spot because they give up. They're at the top of the league of giving up receptions to running backs. You know what I mean? The New England Patriots defense. They do it by design. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So,
yeah, they're not going to let you. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, they let you get everything underneath.
I got one more, or we got another segment that we got to get to before.
Oh, all right.
This ends, right?
Stacking dough with Super Draft Pro.
So we got our Super Draft Pro, our DFS that we're rocking with, right? Who do you guys have any stacks that you're recommending this week? I'll kick it off because I got mine up in front of me right now. I'm rocking with Carson Wentz and Pittman, both rocking a 1.45 multiplier.
Nice.
Yeah, which is fairly good. So they're going against Houston. It's not that tough of a matchup. Pittman's been a wide receiver one. He shouldn't even have that multiplier.
Okay. Well, I don't have a stack in this particular lineup, but I'm expecting David Carr to have a big game. So I think I would probably roll with him and Hunter Renfro. David Carr's, hold on, let me get to the new lineup here. I'm going to say David Carr's multiplier is, you have to scroll a little bit, 1.3, and his opponent's rank is 32nd. So that seems pretty juicy for me.
Yeah.
And then if I go over to Renfro, select a wide receiver. Sorry, I'm looking this up on the fly. So Renfro, I'm assuming he's going to have 1.5 multiplier, and his opponent's
that's not bad at all.
32nd. So they're facing, Washington's holy defense in the secondary. So I'm expecting him, Renfro and Carr to hook up quite a bit. So because he likes to target him quite often. So that's going to help you in this matchup. I'm going with the Las Vegas. I'm facing this opponent in my regular league. He picked up Carr on the waiver, and he has Renfro. So I'm pretty sure. And
so they're definitely going to go off.
That's why. That's
how it always works.
Exactly. I mean, if they dud right on you, then hey, you're going to have a good fantasy week, or on your regular.
That's lineup. I'm gonna start looking at who I'm playing, what stacks I'm playing against.
First jinx.
What was that, Bogard?
I'm a big fan of the reverse jinx.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you're like, look, if I'm going to get burned somewhere, maybe I can make money over here. So.
Oh man, Bogard, you put that Christmas tree up?
Yeah. Well, the kids did, and my girl.
Is that a real one? You guys rock the real tree or the fake tree?
No, we got that's. I mean, I chopped that tree down with my bare hands.
You Paul Bunyan'd it?
It's the artificial joint, you know what I mean? But this is the white joint, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got
a real tree that's all, I don't even know what you call it, but it's all got all the frosted.
Let me go grab the little guy.
It's frosted. Yeah, so we have a fake one. We put it up the day
got
after.
The tips frosted.
1997 all over again. we put up the Christmas tree the day after Halloween, so it's been up, the artificial one. But we were in Houston for Thanksgiving, and we cut down a real one at a tree farm for my sister-in-law's house, and everybody decorated that one there.
Nice. I made my family wait until after Thanksgiving, so the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, not me. It doesn't. I don't get the privilege of telling people when to decorate stuff, so I just do it.
Well, I only got to because we're getting a real tree, so they needed me to carry it. So nope, not happening.
Yourself useful.
All right, well, I'm gonna end the show here so I could get my lineup set, and I got to get dressed to go to this football game. It's probably going to be freezing, so
well, good luck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna set some Super Draft Pro lineups. Do some editing as well as far as my lineups go, because I was able to move Kadarius Toney and Jalen Hurts into my IR, and now I don't have to drop anybody in my claims.
Nice.
Yes, I was waiting for it all night. It didn't happen until just right now, 10 minutes before waivers clear. So
I made the phone call.
Bogard, you got any parting words?
Yes, may the fantasy gods be with us all. This is a bloody turn for some, and we just want to be on the right side of it.
That's right. Universe, give me money.
Yeah. May the fantasy gods be with you all.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your host, Bogart Scott. We're gonna get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.